So what happens when AI is really good, which is it is bringing the PhD level competence at machine level, and also it is not that expensive. That's when the real breakthroughs start happening. And I think we are actually entering that era of the real breakthroughs of AI. And we have seen this multiple times. Electricity was seen as the biggest breakthrough in humanity, similar to fire. But I think AI is going to be probably bigger breakthrough than electricity. And if you draw parallels, I think when electricity came along, you had illumination as the first use case. That was the basic use case that kind of has proven the value that, hey, I can somehow illuminate and bring light and hence increase the productivity of humans. But now the real transformation really came when the induction motor came along and transformed the power dynamics in anything and everything that we do, whether it is in manufacturing or running things at your home. Similarly, I think we are at the very early use case of AI. We are seeing the AI chatbots, and it's like a light bulb. And the light bulb went on in our heads and saying that, yeah, this AI thing can be useful. And it's actually usable, and I can feel it. But the real transformation is going to happen when AI takes form, not just in chatbots shape, but also it transforms into these AI agents. So what are AI agents? I think we have seen this word used even today many times, and I just want to make sure that we kind of ground our definition. AI agents are these autonomous or sometimes human-assisted AI software that is powered by this huge intelligence at the bottom, which is our foundational models. And then it has the memory and planning, which kind of brings the contextual information into its mind. And then it knows how to use tools. So just like humans, AI can use tools. It can be looking up information using search, or writing a document using some Docs API, or sending an email using email API, and so on and so forth. That coupled with a human feedback and a continuous loop of learning. When you put this whole thing in a box, that becomes an AI agent. And the feedback loop and the human feedback are super important, and it will come back. Here is an example of a travel agent, and this is an agent that can take your requirement of going from point A to point B, and then think through. It can reason, and it can load all the tools and all the memory that is relevant, and then act behalf of you in booking those flights. And these are kind of agents that you will see more and more as we go forward. So this is the intelligence or the agent stack that I talked about. You have a model, and you have the math and science and PhD level performance from each component, the human level performance. And then they can actually write code to do things. So if you have the combination of intelligence and math and science performance of a PhD and write code at an expert programmer level, then you can imagine that the AI can do pretty much everything. So what it leads to is our journey, what I call the information. We go from information as a service, infrastructure as a service, to intelligence as a service. This is the new IaaS. And this will go to, I'll leave you with 5 inevitable things that we'll see in this journey. The first one, every piece of software that we have ever built as humans will be used by AI agents pretty shortly. And it's already happening. It's not just the APIs, but also the UIs that we have built will be used by AI on behalf of us in doing tasks. Second one, as the AI starts to use the software that we have built, whether it is a clinician software or automation for HR or anything that you are doing for your e-commerce business, all of the user and business metrics that you have optimized the software to deliver will also be understood by these agents. And because they are super smart, which means that they are a math PhD, science PhD, and expert programmer all in one box, they can actually hack the system. So you have to think about how to bring right metrics to your software stack as you bring agents. Third one, human and AI collaboration will become the norm, and it's already happening. Right? We talked about today how doctors rely on chatbots and patients rely on chatbots. And decision making will become more and more AI driven, which means that AI and humans actually will have to to collaborate. Then the fourth one, all products will be reimagined for agent-first exploration and exploitation. Exploration and exploitation come from the reinforcement learning, and will continue to rebuild software for AI first. And then eventually, agent-to-agent communication will become the norm, and humans will become more as supervisors. And I think this is going to be the ultimate end state. And if you look at how humans have evolved, that's what happened over the last couple of millions of years, and that will happen to the code that we are writing as well. Now I'll leave you with this, and we talked about AGI quite a bit today, and we have argued whether AGI is coming or not. And I think it's important that we kind of define what AGI is. And we have published a paper on levels of AGI, and I think we are at the very beginning, and we are at level 1, and maybe approaching level 2. But a full level 5 AGI is really the super intelligence some of the speakers talked about, where AI can autonomously build things, make decisions, and orchestrate for things to happen in the real world, and so on and so forth. But we are quite a few ways away from that. But I think we are definitely on a path of convergence. So that's all I have. But again, thank you for your attention. Sorry I took longer than expected.